What's going on, traders? Andrew O'Connell here with Pristine Capital. It is May 31st. We just had our final day of month-end trading. Let's dive into the price action as we always do. First off, I want to say thanks to everyone that's been watching this channel. And I hope you all had an awesome Memorial Day weekend. I hung out with my girlfriend's family. Her dad actually took me out to the shooting range. So did some of that. I saw Top Gun, and I highly recommend that movie. It was pretty fantastic. Very cool. All right, so let's dive into this price action. As always, nothing in the video is advice or recommendations. Let's take a look at what we got. Oh my gosh, we had a huge market pullback, team. The S&P 500 finished down 0.56%. Oh my gosh, the sky is falling. The NASDAQ was down 0.27%. IWM small caps were down 1.25%. The Dow Jones only down 0.56%. And our ARC Innovation ETF was down 2.91%. Pretty much everything closed towards the middle end of its day's range. Volatility was actually mixed. So this is a positive divergence here where we see the VIX close negative and we also see the SPY close negative. And then breadth was pretty weak across the board, although we did have the best breadth within the small caps. And we finished out the day with 73.6% down volume. That being said, my trend model is still at a +3. Here was this is our news. We've been talking about this dovish Fed pivot. But let's take a look at our FinViz heat map. Now, you might look at this and say, oh my gosh, now I'm scared. I was incredibly bullish on Friday, and now I have flipped bearish. That might make sense if you're a day trader, but on the swing time frame, it is very important to not get caught up in the minutia of the 5-minute candle or the hourly candle, or sometimes even the daily candle. Because while this may look a little bit scary, look at what we had on Friday. Friday was pretty fantastic. You know, many would say this was kind of an overshoot into Memorial Day weekend. So definitely not the end of the world in my eyes to see a little bit of red on the screen. Sectors, K-Web, this was our best performing sector today. And these Chinese stocks have moved into our top momentum slot. I'm currently long FXI. I'm currently long JKS as well. I added JKS on Friday. And both of those names are participating in the move higher, which is good. Energy was down 1.5%. Solar energy was down as well. Pretty much weakness across the board. Kind of interesting. We're getting a little bit of a mini dead cat bounce in MSOS. About time. Those cannabis stocks, they've been absolutely horrible. But overall, we're just seeing a bit of a pullback today from some of the craziness that we saw on Friday. Another theme that I would like to talk about is that we got the news today of the European energy embargo. And I would imagine that that's very bullish for crude oil, very bullish for these commodities. It means inflation might be spiking. But take a look. These are our style factors. We had momentum down 1.28%. That was our worst performer. And you can see we had international value down 1.03%. Cyclicals were down as well. But let's take a look at our energy. Check this out. So let's go into the charts. Again, I would imagine that this would be really good for these energy stocks. But look at what we have here. And actually, my voice is also gone as well. We were hanging out at the Jersey Shore and things got a little bit crazy at the shore. But anyway, so XLE put in this big red candle. And I would not expect that when we're getting good news for energy. So I currently have a very small short position in this DBC ETF. And I would not be surprised if some of these commodities, really just looks like they're starting to lose their luster and that these might have a pullback to at the very least this 20-day simple moving average. All right, let's go over to our S&P 500. We'll take a look at the good stuff. The after hours market, it is already open. Again, trend models at a +3. Take a look at our 5-day EMA. See, this is the thing. If you're buying stocks and they're really extended, even from the 5-day EMA, all it takes is a little bit of downside. You pull back to it and it might feel like the sky is falling, even though it's just completely natural price action. Now, because it's the after hours, we can see our brand new monthly value area. And just as I do every single week, sending out the weekly levels to Pristine Capital members, I'm going to be going ahead and sending out these monthly value areas to Pristine Capital members either later today or tomorrow morning before the market open. But yeah, nonetheless, got this new monthly value area and we are above it, which is fantastic. Now, here is a good level to keep an eye on as the week unfolds. We have the yearly point of control up above us at 4186.25. keep watching that level. Now, for everyone that thought the sky was falling today, it's a little bit naive to think, oh, the market's going to drop from 3,800 in 1 week, move all the way up, 6 or 7% into the yearly value area. And then, oh, we're just going to run right up to that yearly point of control and we're just going to rip right through it. Like, that's definitely not really realistic. Like last week we got like a 7% move in the indices. That's fantastic. That's almost like a year's worth of move in like a couple trading days. So yeah, seeing some consolidation, that definitely just par for the course. That's really just how the market moves. All right, let's take a look at our NASDAQ and let's see where we are at on all of these indices. NASDAQ also above this new monthly value area. Our Russell 2000 also above the monthly value area, pretty fantastic. And our dogs of the Dow are even above the monthly value area. So overall, things are looking a little bit better from a trending perspective, which is great. Let's take a look at my trades for today. Did I trade a whole lot? No, not really. I closed out 75% of my BITO July 15th, 18 strike calls for 284. I had paid $1.77 for those. I was holding those for only literally 2 trading sessions and was able to pull out a nice winner. So given that it's an options trade, I said, hey, I'll take off most of this. If it keeps running, then even better. I'll just keep holding a small piece here. And then also, as the market was very weak in the morning, one of the alerts from our Pristine Capital weekend watch list went off for DigitalOcean. So I went ahead, and because things looked a little bit dicey in the morning, I said, hey, rather than me just like loading up the boat on calls on DigitalOcean or even buying the common stock, let me go ahead and sell some of these put options expiring in just a few weeks. So for DigitalOcean, let's see how this one finished out. Basically what'll happen is if we get down to $40 by June, I'll have to buy some DigitalOcean, and I wouldn't mind buying it for $38.50. So yeah, so far we are finding support at this 50-day simple moving average. Again, when a stock moves from $30 all the way up to $50 in like 2 weeks, it's just not that abnormal to see a minor pullback. So it's definitely important, like always look at prior price action. You can look at the most bullish stocks that have ever existed, and red candles just exist. So yeah, definitely important to just like, when trends change, that's huge. But when there's just like consolidation or a little bit of red action, honestly, nothing to really worry about if you got good trade location on most of your positions. So speaking of the trade location, let's take a look here. Yeah, that's all that I did. I moved up the stop on my JKS common shares to 59.75. Let's take a look and see what JKS did today. So yeah, we hit this Venom R1 pivot level, and we did have sort of a weaker finish. You can see some sellers showed up and they sold this name into strength. So yeah, move my stop up. That way, worst case scenario is, hey, this moves back to my break even, take the trade off, no harm, no foul. So yeah, speaking of trade location, let's take a look. I'm going to share with you, and this is just really a testament to the research that we're doing and everything that we're sharing with you on a day-to-day basis. All of these trades, this is our Pristine Capital end of day position log, and you can see here everything that's in here. You've seen all these positions and market recap videos, and Pristine Capital members, they've seen all these alerts in real time. So yeah, overall, I want to make sure that if something is not broken, I'm not trying to fix it. So like, I think there's a lot of retail traders out there that they just think every day the market is green, I need to be buying stocks, and every day that it's red, I need to sell some of my stocks. And if you get a good trade location, you can start moving your stops up, then you can really just make sure that when the market pulls back, your equity curve is making a higher low. That's the most important thing. With that being said, that about does it for today's market recap video. Hope you all had an awesome trading session. Heading into tomorrow, it's really just par for the course. If and when the trend flips, I will go ahead and take some action. Till tomorrow.